Hi friends! So, I just read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I have some thoughts. Rather than ramble on about my post-reading analysis of A Court of Thorns and Roses, I thought it would be fun to do a reenactment of the inside of my brain as I was reading this book, because it was a journey. I had been meaning to read this book for a while because it's really popular, and I'm nothing if not a person who caves to peer pressure. And also, I like Beauty and the Beast. I'm basic. What are you gonna do? I have brown hair and I like to read. So, obviously I'm gonna associate with Belle. That's just how childhood works. This is not going to be a spoiler-free reenactment. There will be spoilers. So, just so you know. Without further ado, here is a visual reenactment of the inside of my brain while reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I will say I like the opening. I love that she hunts and she paints. It shows that she's like well-rounded. She likes art and slaughtering animals. Ooh. Oh, I like that the sisters are in it. That's fun. We're going old school. We're going original fairy tale. So are the religious fanatics supposed to be like the Enchantress stand-ins? Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Is this YA? Cause she's 19. And I thought the cutoff for YA was 18, but also I heard there's a lot of sex in this, so I don't really know who this is for. Hold on. Bloomsbury Children's. Publishing page, Bloomsbury Children's. This is for children. Moving forward, I'm gonna keep that in mind once we get to the porn. Okay, done. Out of all of the Beauty and the Beast retellings that I've ever read, Beast bursting into her house like the Kool-Aid Man is gonna be my favorite first meeting. Done. Everyone else can go home. This food sounds really good. This is a real thing that happened, is when I was reading this book, I got so into the food that I went to Publix and I bought most of the things that they eat in this book. I don't feel bad about that. Are they gonna explain this more, or are they just gonna keep talking in generalities? Because this is really hard to, follow, and I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I'm not in on some kind of secret and I need to know what's going on, and I'm really confused. I was having so much trouble getting into this because I read online that Farah ends up with somebody that's not Tamlin, because the A Court of Thorns and Roses fandom has no chill and they like to post spoilers. I guess I should have read this earlier, I can't really complain. But she doesn't even end up with him. So I can't really get into this. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, Lucien would make a better love interest. And am I alone in this? Does anybody else feel that way? Cause I feel like his backstory's better, his banter's better. I don't even know what Tamlin is. What does Tamlin have? What is he? He's cute, I guess. He has abs. I just want the Lucien spinoff. Give me that. She goes, "You have a gallery?" I'm saying it that way because I'm assuming that she delivered it the same way that Belle did in Beauty and the Beast, and she was like, "You have a library?" Only it's an art gallery, and everyone knows art galleries aren't as interesting as libraries. Should I just start? I'm gonna start a game. I'm just gonna start drinking every time they do something that's a blatant ripoff of Beauty and the Beast, the animated movie. I'm just kidding, this is apple juice, I don't like alcohol. If we cut everything out of this book about Farah and Tamlin that involved her thinking about his body or his appearance or how much she wants to sleep with him, do they have any character development? Because I'm supposed to believe that they're in love with each other, right? Because she I mean, I guess because it's Beauty and the Beast and he's the Beast, so I'm assuming I'm supposed to expect that they're in love with each other, but I don't really know what. I don't why do. what is there to like about him? Because so far, I'm getting some pretty possessive, controlling, like, you will do what I say kind of vibes. It's not fun. Also, this is something that bothers me in lots of fantasy fiction, where the thing is between a fantastical creature and a mortal, and the fantastical creature is hundreds, sometimes thousands of years old, and the mortal is like 18, but I guess it's okay because the mythical being is trapped in the body of an attractive, like, 20-year-old, and, like, your insides would age, even if your outsides aren't. Like, as far as Fair is concerned, Tamlin should really have the personality of, like the oldest man you can possibly think of. That's not romantic. Oh, we got the Naga. We got the stand-in for the wolves, because this is the wolves. This is still apple juice. I mean, even the part with Tamlin, like, bursting in out of nowhere and saving her right when she's about to die, that's the wolves from Beauty and the Beast. This is the animated Disney film right here. I wish they'd started singing Be Our Guest when she first gets to the castle. That would have made this better, then something would have happened. How am I halfway through this book and nothing has happened yet? I think I can't be sure. Pages 149 through 153. This situation with this blue fairy that they brought back to the castle. Again, I can't be sure. I have to check it, much thorough reading, but I think she took his wings. I mean, he only said it 8 times, but we should probably just, one more time to be sure. I think she may have taken his wings. May have. Oh, there it is. She let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. That's how you know it's true love. When you forget to breathe. I'm just saying, YA romantic leads should be passing out from lack of oxygen much more frequently than they do. I keep reading this as calamari, and I know it's not. I need to go to bed. Oh, wait. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and... I don't care. I'm saying that the calamari is the West Wing, because he's like, stay out of this particular area / region, so it counts. Everybody shut up. Rhysand's entrance is a Howl's Moving Castle reference. Did you see this? There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you. That is Howl. Hold on. Okay, see? Somebody asked... Get out of here, ads. Oh my god. Somebody asked if Rhysand was a Howl's Moving Castle reference, and Sarah J. Maas said, you liar! I never even thought of it as a Howl's Moving Castle comparison. This is a direct quote. It's fun. I'm sorry. Are we supposed to find this, like, appealing? That Tamlin is, this is so aggressive and, like, rapey, and I hate it. Like, he's literally, after this ritual, like, Tamlin goes to Farah, and he's, like, basically, like, I wanted to sleep with you, and you weren't there, and now he's, like, mad at her, and then he bites her. I hate this book. Oh, good! Great! If Farah can't be bothered to listen to orders, then I can't be held accountable for the consequences. You know what I love in books? I just love when the romantic lead physically abuses the main character and then says that she deserves it because she didn't do what he told her to do. That's my favorite. I will say this. The imagery is good. That's all. He could have had me right there on top of that table. I wanted his broad hands running over my bare skin, wanted his teeth scraping against my neck, wanted his mouth all over me. I'm trying to eat, Lucian said. Lucian's my favorite character. Why is he me through this entire book? This is literally me reading this book. It's just... them being all horny and me being like, I just want food. Okay, can I just like skip this entire middle section because nothing is happening, and I feel like I've been reading this book for my entire life and nothing has happened, and I don't even know that like anything in terms of romantic development has happened because I still don't know what I'm supposed to be attracted to about Tamlin. I almost said about Feyre, but I guess I don't really know what I'm supposed to be attracted to with her either, because so far all I know about her is that she has a family that she doesn't really like, and she hunts, and she likes art, and there are a lot of things that she would never be able to paint if she tried, because that's used as a description a lot. Okay, she's home. Her sister went after her. That's nice. I don't know if I believe that given the way she was set up at the beginning, but we'll pretend that's nice. Okay, I know I'm supposed to ship her with Rhysand, I guess, because that's what the fandom says, and I guess in future books, like, he gets better or whatever, but are we supposed to just ignore that he just, like, murdered a bunch of people? Because he, like, murdered a bunch of people. I guess it's okay to murder a bunch of people if you're hot. I'm gonna keep this in mind for the real world. Real life application, you guys. You can get away with anything you want as long as you have playful banter and abs. So go find someone with that. Okay, here we go. She's going back to Prythian. I'm not really sure how she got through the barrier, but here we are. There is an 8-page information dump. It is 2/3 of the way through this book. Also, like, are we just gonna brush through the fact that Amarantha cursed Tamlin to wear a mask because then humans wouldn't find him attractive? Okay, you thought that you could just hide this guy's, like, rippling muscles and this girl wouldn't fall in love with him because you can't see this much of his face? Watch a superhero movie. Any superhero movie. See how well that works. Good job on that one, Amarantha. I can't believe she just waited like 49 years for this too. That seems excessive. Seems kind of nice, actually. Like, come on. That's a long time. Maybe not in the span for like the High Fae. Maybe that's like a month in their time. I don't know. I just feel like for someone who's supposed to be like the evilest evil of all time, like, she's given everyone a lot of outs, right? Like, she's given them a lot of advantages. Like, at least if you're gonna make it difficult for him, like, you know, force him to wear like a sports team's mascot costume. That'll be the next book. As You Wish. Is this a Princess Bride reference? I hope not. Don't take more things that I love. I'm kind of glad that I didn't read this book until recently, because now I have the benefit of imagining Amarantha as Hela from Thor Ragnarok as portrayed by Cate Blanchett, and it's making what would be otherwise a very obnoxious villain a little more tolerable. Feyre, like, literally killed someone. Like, she made up this girl's name. Like, what? How hard would it have been to just come up with, like, a random name that wasn't, like, someone she knew from home? If the answer to this fucking riddle is love, I'm going to throw this book across the room. Why are things only happening at the end of this book? Okay, I think I'm having an analytical breakthrough of why this isn't working, even though things are finally happening. It should be exciting. Let's get analytical for a second. Okay, so we are now over 2/3 of the way through this book. And when Feyre starts going towards Under the Mountain to rescue... Why is my table, like, making noise? When Feyre starts going to Under the Mountain to rescue Tamlin, you are wired, based on anybody's experience with books, to be expecting your third act confrontation, right? That's what's coming. And instead, the book resets into a novella with all of the same arcs as a normal book. So you get a new conflict, a new characters, an introduction to the villain. Honestly, this back third could have existed as a book all on its own. It could have had, like, the summary for this would have been, you know, when the love of Feyre's life gets kidnapped, she has to go past 3 challenges in order to save him, but then struggles with conflict with this other guy, Rhysand, and doesn't know where her heart is or whatever. Like, this on its own could have been its own book, and everything leading up to it is essentially exposition about Feyre and Tamlin's relationship, which doesn't even get developed that well. So that means that that's like 300 pages of exposition and like 100 pages of story, and that is why this book drags on forever. Okay, Rhysand can have black bird wings, and you're telling me he's not based on Howl from Howl's Moving Castle? He's literally, you know what? Saying that he's Howl is doing Howl a disservice, because Howl Pendragon would never. Okay, she even uses Lucien as the bait in the second task. Like, why does Tamlin even exist? Lucien should have been the love interest the entire time. Again, they have better banter, they have better chemistry. He's used as bait in a way that Tamlin should have been used, because that's like something that you can connect with. Like, why would, like, if Amarantha really wanted to like give Feyre a panic, then it should have been Tamlin's life at stake, not Lucien's in this like Iron Gate task. Like, why is Lucien the focus of all of this? We get so much development and backstory about him, and he has such a more interesting personality, and Feyre clearly cares about him. Like, why does Tamlin even exist? You know? Did he just lick her face? Is this supposed to be like sexy? Is this what people find sexy? Do I just have like no concept of it? How am I supposed to ship this? I don't want to finish this. This is taking me absolutely forever. Okay, I'm just gonna call it right now. There's two guys and one girl. It's gonna be Alice and her nephews, because they haven't done anything in this book yet, so it's about time. Oh, just kidding. I was wrong. It was Tamlin. Feyre just like straight up murdered 2 people. Are we just gonna like, we're just gonna let that go? Is this gonna get mentioned in the series again, or is it just, she's the murderer now? Hey guys, guess what the answer to the riddle was? You'll never guess. Yeah, it was love. So this page 408 description of Tamlin and Feyre seeing him for the first time while he's not wearing a mask is so animated Disney movie. Belle, it's me. So I have finished this book. That happened. And I guess they lived happily ever after, I guess, until the next book, when Feyre inevitably decides that she doesn't love Tamlin anymore, even though he's her true love, and I guess she ends up with Rhysand, who, although he's a more interesting character to read, I suppose, is still a sadistic murderer, and I don't know that anybody deserves that much of a redemption arc. I was trying to think of, like, comparable characters who, like, get redemption, because I know a lot of people are like, oh no, just wait, he gets better in the second book. But I don't know if necessarily getting better means that you get to be forgiven for everything that you've done before. I think there are some characters in books that do deserve to be forgiven for their past actions. Draco Malfoy comes to mind, because Draco Malfoy never murdered anyone. He was just kind of a rotten human and said some pretty rude things to people, but he didn't, like, murder anyone. Also, his entire arc is about learning that his personality is a product of the racism he was brought up with, and that he shouldn't act like that anymore. And his redemption comes from taking responsibility for his past actions and moving forward to become a better human towards people. And I get the feeling that Rhysand isn't going to do that. Because you can say sorry all you want, but it doesn't bring back to life the people that you've murdered. Listen, I knew going into this book that I probably wasn't going to love it all that much. I'm not a huge romance person. I just have never been. I don't really connect to it super well. So books that don't have a significant level of emotional connection between the two romantic leads don't really appeal to me that much. And this one was mostly physical appeal. They talk a lot about how hot they think the other one is, but you don't really know why they like each other apart from that. I don't know why I'm supposed to like Tamlin apart from that, and physical stuff doesn't really appeal to me a whole lot in any aspect of my life, so it's definitely not gonna work in books. Anyway, that's what I thought of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't think I will be reading the next one because somebody told me that the next one had even more sex in it. And, I don't really need that. Anyway, I would love to hear what you thought of this book below. If you liked it, that's totally fine. I personally didn't. And the things that appeal to me, or the things that don't appeal to me, are things that might appeal or not appeal to you. But that's the really cool thing about the book community, is that everybody interprets books differently and everybody gets different things out of books. I would love to hear some of your recommendations for other books that I should be reading, because as I said, I'm a big old caver to peer pressure, so if somebody tells me to read something, I will probably do it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm pretty sure that's what people say at the end of these things. And yeah, I'll see you soon.